What's up, everybody? It's Luke James, not the singer. If you're looking to get your music reviewed, you can hit up this email that's right here. But today I'm going to hit you up with my thoughts and opinions on this new album from Ramirez called The Playa's Manual. Now, Ramirez is a rapper who's coming out of San Francisco. He's also a co-founder of G59 Records, and you're going to get production on this handled by Rocci, a producer and songwriter making his way out of Virginia. These are two artists who I wasn't very familiar with going into this project, but after I did listen through this, I can very clearly say that this is going to make my year-end list, so I'm going to have to go back and check their back catalog. What you're in for with this one is some of that classic 90s West Coast G-Funk. You're also going to get some Texas vibes here. There are moments that reminded me of Fat Pat because of the lines about switching lanes, riding candy paint, banging screw, all that type of stuff. And you're even going to get a radio station that acts as an overarching theme here. It's called KYS-FM and is hosted by Daddy Long Dick, which kind of reminded me of W Balls, hosted by the West Coast legend himself, DJ Easy Dick. So all these things come together to make for a very nostalgic affair. You're going to pick up on many references that take you back to the 90s and all kinds of other stuff, which I will get into as we break it down. Now, the opening track, Lane Switching, sounds exactly like the title suggests. It's just a sun-soaked, dreamy joint where Ramirez and Rocci are switching lanes, riding candy paint, really just a smooth and beautiful way to open up the project, and it flows and transitions effortlessly into the next song, Hunnids. I really like the way they mix these two songs together. It almost feels like you were listening to a mix on the radio or something like that, which does tie in with that radio theme I mentioned earlier. On this track, we're getting another dreamy, nostalgic joint with these shimmering keys, just a very beautiful production. And Ramirez is banging that screw, which is a shout out to the Houston legend himself, DJ Screw. This ties into some of those Houston references I brought up earlier. And you're also going to notice that the vocal mix on this track and throughout this project does have a bit of a 90s feel to it. So there are so many things here to hit you up with that nostalgia. It's kind of like they took an old school sound, these old school themes, and shined them up a little bit. You know what I mean? They just put on a fresh coat of paint. It's kind of like what they did with Streets of Rage 4, you know what I mean? They took those classic Streets of Rage games, added some characters, mixed up the levels, added some new music, all that type of stuff. Really a dope game. So check me out on Twitch, because I've been playing that, by the way. I'll post my link up here like I usually do, but we're going to keep moving forward. Into the next song, I really like Gold Thangs and Pinky Rangs. This one has funky bass and key work that sounds like something right out of a G-Funk classic. You're also going to get some catchy performances from Shakewell, Puya, and Ramirez himself. Really a dope track. And then with the songs Brown Eyes and Lavender Lust, you're going to get some of the album's more soft and romantic joints. Brown Eyes in particular sounds radio ready because it's very lovey-dovey, just has a mainstream radio feel to it. And I would say that these are some of my least favorite moments. They're not awful tracks, they don't make me lunge for the skip button or anything like that, but those more singing heavy tracks were a little bit dry to me personally. It just depends on how you feel about them, but that's why I had Out the Way as my least favorite track. I think that one was the least memorable out of all these songs, but that's just how I felt about it. But to keep moving forward, it's not all pop and collars, bang and screw, and sunshine on this album, because you are going to get some hard moments that kind of throw back to that West Coast Gangsta Style as well. Like the song Faux Five, we got Ramirez plotting a homicide on this one over this very smooth and menacing backdrop. It kind of reminds me of something that maybe MC8 would have rapped on. And then we get Tales from the Guttah, where Ramirez does go a little bit deeper in his verses, as he's rapping about how innocence can be lost when people are coming up in the streets and they're just trying to make ends meet. The beat on this sounds like a 90s Spice One track. You're getting that high-pitched synth, as well as some sparse keys, really just on some gangsta shit. And as you can see from the album covers that I posted up here, you're getting some of that pen and pixel style graphic work, man, which is really dope and was certainly a staple of that old school sound back in the day. Not just with the G-Funk shit, there were some Houston guys doing that. You look back at some of the Fat Pat stuff, you're going to notice these similar ideas within the cover. Obviously No Limit as well. I think it was just really dope how he really stayed true to that nostalgia and pulled it off well, man, because sometimes when people try to recapture an era like this, they don't do it that well. It seems very forced and inorganic, but everything here seemed very natural, and that was something that I appreciated about this project. You're even going to get some 3-6 Mafia vibes on the tail end of this album. Ebony Woodstock has bass thicker than Miss London to go along with the lo-fi samples, as well as some 3-6 Mafia styled flows. And then we get the song Red Dot, which also pounds bass. It is incredibly eerie, and that feature from Night Lovell fit fit perfectly because he's working this very creepy, eerie vocal style. He just kind of crawls over the beat like some sort of fucking Babadook or something like that. So there's all kinds of great tracks on here. I also thought Glitter and Gold was kind of cool. It's a fun track that reminded me of what Snoop was doing on his Bush album, not just with the production style, but also the singing. And then with Sled, we're getting a personal favorite of mine. This is a very dreamy beat that has these pearly keys on it. I'm just a sucker for keys like that. They're very spacey. You're getting an aggressive beat switch up that works very smooth. So once again, that's a testament to how good Rocci's production style is. And you're getting themes of hustling and paranoia on here, as Ramirez is just trying to keep his head on straight, keep his head up in the rain, not trying to let wicked thoughts get into his head, all those types of things. So as far as the lyrics and content go, there's not really anything too crazy happening on this one. You're not going to be sitting here dissecting lyrics or anything like that, but the style that he's rapping in and singing, because he does mix in some melodic stuff as well. You also get Rocci singing, as I mentioned earlier. All these styles and ideas come together nicely with the production and the topics, man. So I thought this was a very cohesive project. I can see this being on my year-end list. It's very nostalgic. Takes me back. This is just the exact sound that I like, so I'm going to be clear that I might like this more than other people. Like, I would understand people not connecting to this as much, but this just reminded me of old school summer days when I was a kid, man, listening to shit like Warren G, some Spice One, getting into that Fat Pat later in life and stuff like that. So for me, this is just that highway with the sun shining. Maybe you're having a pool party, having a barbecue, something like that. This isn't a deep project, but as far as just the vibes, the fun, and getting ready for summer, I really love this one. So I'm going to go with the 8 out of 10 here. I do see myself revisiting this one quite a bit. It is right up my alley, but I'm curious to know what you guys think about it. So check it out for yourself. Hit me up in the comments section with your thoughts and opinions, because I always want to know. And make sure you do that good YouTube and social media stuff where you show me love and you show me lots of it. Thank you for watching, everybody. I will see you next time.